Our next story is from Europe. Austria just held its general election, and for the first time since the Second World War, a far-right party emerged as a winner. Austria's Freedom Party, or the FPO, won the most votes. They did not win an outright majority. They're more than 30 parliamentary seats short of a majority, so there's no guarantee that they will head the next government. But their victory is a sign of the times, the rise of far-right politics all over Europe. Before Austria, there was Germany, with the far right winning a state election there. Before that, there was France and the Netherlands and Italy. All these parties have one major selling point. They all champion anti-immigration policies, and that is what Europe wants right now. Here's our report.
I am rarely at a loss for words, but today I'm finding it a bit difficult. Yes, and for a very, very positive reason. I can't tell you how happy I am about this result. What we have achieved is beyond my wildest dreams. Thank you for that.
That is Herbert Kickl, the man who led Austria's Freedom Party to its best ever result. The Freedom Party, or FPO, has been around since the 1950s. It was first led by Anton Rheintaler, an agricultural minister in Nazi Germany. The FPO was initially a fringe group, but eventually became a part of Austria's governing coalition in the 1980s and early 2000s, and again in 2017. This election is still considered a watershed moment for the party, though, because it has officially become the most popular party in the country. Now, there's no guarantee that they will govern. There are 183 seats in Austria's parliament. The halfway mark is 92. The FPO has just 58 seats, so they will need to form a coalition. And every other party has said that it won't ally with the FPO, at least not under Herbert Kickl. Kickl likes to say that he will be a Volkskanzler. That translates to People's Chancellor. Adolf Hitler used to call himself a Volkskanzler as well. So Kickl has sent alarm bells ringing. After his victory, there were anti-Nazi marches in Austria's capital, Vienna. There were signs telling Nazis to get out of parliament. But despite what the protesters feel, hundreds of thousands voted for Austria's Freedom Party. And people all over Europe have started to favor the so-called far right. We saw this in Germany earlier this month, when the Alternative for Germany party came first in the state of Thuringia, and a close second in neighboring Saxony and Brandenburg. During the European Union elections in June, France saw their far-right party emerge victorious. The National Rally Party won the most seats, prompting French President Emmanuel Macron to call snap elections. Last year, you had the Dutch general election, where the far-right Party for Freedom, led by Geert Wilders, came out on top. Wilders wasn't allowed to become prime minister, but his party is the largest in the current ruling coalition. Then there's Italy, the country that arguably started Europe's turn to the right. In 2022, Italy elected Giorgia Meloni as its prime minister, starting the domino effect that you see. All these far-right parties have one thing in common. They all oppose migration. They loathe illegal immigration, but they aren't fans of the legal kind either. They believe that foreigners are taking away resources, taking away jobs, and changing the fundamental makeup of their nations. This anti-immigrant rhetoric has found a lot of takers in Europe, leading to the far-right surge. Along with the anti-immigration stance, most far-right parties are also Eurosceptics, opposing the European Union's interference in their countries. Barring Italy's Meloni, the others all want to stop supporting Ukraine in its war against Russia. The Europeans are looking inwards. They don't want immigrants. They don't want pan-Europeanism. It's every country for itself. Basically, back to what Europe was before World War II. So, has the EU experiment failed? And is Europe just revealing its true nature? Fractious, self-serving, and xenophobic to the core.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.